Okay, ladies, let's do 6 through 8 of the launch of the membership. Whew. I had to take a break from doing the daily vlogs because there has been so much happening in my life alongside of this launch. And I really needed space for anchoring into some of these huge changes that are happening, as well as just taking care of myself. And that's one of the most important things that you can do during a launch, is making sure that you're creating space and time to be. You don't have to be on during the entire launch constantly doing everything. And even when you have commitments to certain things like a vlog or showing up on social media, like, it's still okay to take a break and then come back and kind of either do what I'm doing right now with this, of like filling in the gaps for the days that you weren't there, still providing the value, still delivering on what you said you were going to deliver on, still being in integrity with the commitments that you made, or whatever it is that you need to catch up on. Like, there's always space and time to problem solve in creative ways if you need to take a break. And that was definitely what was happening for me over the weekend, because there are some changes happening in my personal life around, like, we're moving, so looking for different places to go next, like what is going to be the next move, figuring out some of that, as well as the just being present with Lily, being present with doing the things in my life. And I just needed to take that break and take some time to really like think about something outside of business and get things together and organized in my personal life with some of the changes that are happening there. But I did not stop taking action on the launch. So if we go back to day 6, that was a Friday. So day 6 was my CEO day. So every Friday is my CEO day. So I really looked at my messaging and what I was talking about. I was looking at what content was working that week, and I created a quiz for my audience to decide, to kind of present which types of people are right for the membership. So that means I had to sit down and do a lot of work around, like, who am I calling in for this membership? What are the different types of women that are going to be part of this collective, part of this society? What is this society made up of? And then I created messaging around that and put a story sequence up where I help people identify which one are you, okay? And I put that up in my stories, and then I went out on a date and I had some fun that night. And later that evening, I put up another story sequence of, like, if you are this woman, then you're going to love this society because. So I talked about the sensual goddesses that want more spaciousness and want to travel around and go to retreats and soak in the sun on beaches and like live this really nourished, sensual, sexy life. They're going to love this society because in there, I'm going to teach them how to scale one-to-many programs. I'm going to teach them how to let their marketing do most of the work for them so that they can have that freedom and the spaciousness. We talked about the impact mamas of the society. We talked about, you probably hear pot swinging, so just ignore that. We talked about the creative visionaries, and we talked about the evolved rebel leaders, and how each of these women are perfect for the society because. And so I put a whole story sequence up around that, and it really helped people identify if they were the right fit for the membership, which is what you want to do anytime you're selling a program, a membership, whatever it is that you're doing. You want to help people identify, is this the right fit for me? So that was my intention with that, because it felt like some of my messaging wasn't landing. It felt like there was a lull in the launch. Like, I got some people to sign up right when it came out. Then it was kind of quiet, which is normal. And I was like, how do I need to get creative. I need to get creative in how I'm talking about this. I need to look at where I'm not selling. I need to look at where I'm not being clear, and I need to get more clear. So I went hard in like getting clarity around the messaging. I did that. Then Saturday, same thing. So now people are starting to inquire. People are starting to ask about how to sign up. People are starting to ask about payment plans. People are starting to want to know more about what's inside of the program. So on Saturday, I started to speak to more of my logical Lucy's and my informational buyers, and I was sharing what's inside the program, what are you going to get, what can you expect, like actual deliverables and tangible results of the program. Then Sunday was more of a chill day, and I was really answering questions from people who were reaching out. And now between Sunday and today, which is Monday evening, I've had 5 people sign up for the membership in a matter of less than 24 hours. And this is because a result of what I did over 3 or 4 days of building up the awareness around what problems this program is going to solve for this person, what solutions they can expect, And I started to just really get in a place where I was way more embodied with the offer. There was a bit of a disconnect last week because I was still a little bit confused around exactly who I wanted inside of the membership. Like, I knew the movement that I wanted the membership to create. I knew what's inside of it. This membership's already been around for a year, but I'm really looking at like, what type of person do I want in here? And me sitting down and getting super fucking clear in my messaging around that, and really sitting down and putting the brain power giving that the brain power that it deserved, allowed me to create messaging that then spoke to people. And within just a few days, now we have 5 people signing up, and there's more people who are already inquiring. And so this week, what I'm going to experiment around is like, who were the 2 groups of people that respond, like what were the 2 types that responded the most that people identified with, and I'm going to speak to those 2 women this entire week, and I'm going to let them know how Rich and Shameless Society is going to help them, okay? Why it is a place for them to be. I'm going to be talking a lot about money this week as well, about the money components of this membership, what we're going to be doing around learning to create more money in their business, learning how to attract more money, how to receive money, how to stay regulated with money. So we're going to be talking a lot around that. I'm really steering away from the healing your relationship with money narrative, because that's not really what we're doing here. We're talking more about becoming a match for the amounts of money that you desire. What does that look like in standards, pricing, actions, behaviors, habits, lifestyle? This is way more practical than your typical manifestation. Like, I'm going to show you how to attract money through affirmations and visualizing money coming into your account. That's not what we're doing in this program. We're talking about being the rich woman, being the woman who takes the action, who lives the life, who has the standards, who receives the money, who treats the money with respect, who treats herself with respect, who delivers uncomparable programs and deliverables to her clients, who's living and breathing what she's teaching, who's in integrity with everything that she does. So this is going to be much more of embodiment, living, lifestyle, mindset, somatics around money. So I'm going to be talking about some of the components of that this week to let people know why that change that's happening in the membership, because I've already been talking about a lot that's inside of the membership when it comes to marketing and selling and content creation, and a lot of people have been hearing me talk about that for a long time, but I veered away from talking about money for a very long period because I was carrying a lot of money shame around investments and income dips and mistakes with taxes. So I felt like, who am I to talk about money, because I had made these mistakes and I was carrying so much shame around them. Well, after healing that shame and really looking at like, damn, I am fucking good at making money. Like, if there is one thing I can do, like, I can make money. No matter what. I've always been able to. I've always been somebody who's been able to keep increasing the level of amount of money received in my life. And I've always been able to consistently receive money no matter what is happening, no matter what job I'm in, no matter what's happening in the market, no matter what's happening in my business. Like, it is just something that I am really fucking good at doing. But I felt so much shame around talking about it because of the mistakes I had made in the past. Now, a lot of that healing work, again, I'm trying to move away from this word healing, but it's so ingrained in our vocabulary, from a lot of the reconciliation I've done around the beliefs that were encoded in me around how I should feel about money, how I should spend money, what my accounts should look like or whatever. And a lot of the attachment that I had to money and my worthiness and how it was attached to money, reconciling that, shifting that, dissolving the shame around it has allowed me to come to a place where I'm completely neutral with money. No matter how much is there or no matter how much isn't, I'm neutral with money. And that allows me to bring in money really easily, and without a lot of charge around it, right? So with that being said, this is what I have been working on in the last 3 days. So now this week, I'm going to be talking about those topics. I'm also going to be starting to introduce a story, like a visual story, into my launch. And that was a big part of what I was working on behind the scenes. And I don't want to reveal too much here because it's going to be a very fun and exciting thing to see. And I still kind of like figuring out the last key pieces around it. And I have to take some photographs and things like that. But within this week, I'm going to start introducing that visual story that's going to start creating this narrative behind the scenes of what I'm sharing through my written communication and my verbal communication on Reels. That's going to help create a mood, a current, an energetic current that runs through the entire thing that really helps people feel the movement behind this membership through visual storytelling. So I'm super excited. I'll be sharing more about that with you. I think what I'm going to do to make this process easier for me and lighter on my nervous system is I'm going to be doing like 2 or 3 days worth of work, then popping in here, telling you what I'm doing, telling you what worked, telling you what didn't work, and then you guys can consume it easier as well too. Okay, so that was day 6 through 8. I'll see you again soon where I'll be sharing what happens from like 9 through 11 or 9 through 12, and we'll just keep running to the last 30 days of this. I can't fucking wait to see where we go. We already have, I think, 8 or 9 people in the membership right now. My goal is to get over 20, so let's fucking do this. Let's fucking go. I know it's gonna happen. So, all right, I can't wait to see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have an amazing week.